Retro Rob plays everything.
Hey there gamers, Retro Rob here, and today we're going to take a look at my Famicom disc collection. It's not huge, but I think there's some interesting items in there that I want to show you. This of course is my Sharp Twin Famicom. This is one of the two ways you could have played a Famicom disc. The other way of course is you could have had a standard Famicom and bought the disc system separately. I think that this is a much more attractive package than that. I suppose you could debate it, but I can't think that anybody would feel that way. I'm not gonna really go too much into this. I do have a video where I covered the Twin Famicom in the past. I'll link it up if I remember to. Only big difference between the Famicom and the NES, or Nintendo Entertainment System, is the controllers are directly attached to the unit, and the second controller actually has a microphone in it. Pretty cool. There's a couple games that support it. Let's take a look at my collection. Alright, first game I've got to show you is Loadrunner. I'm going to open this guy up a little bit, give you a look-see. If you're fairly lucky, you'll get one of these that has all the cards and everything in it. In some cases there was a box. In this case there was some stickers that unfortunately the owner used. Got a little instruction manual here. The disc itself looks like this. Interesting thing is, in many cases there was a B-side game on here. I don't know what the B-side game is on here, but the A-side game is Loadrunner. Here's the B-side. One of the big problems with this, of course, is that these are open, so it's pretty easy to get dust and junk inside it. You need to keep it in here. If you didn't, it's really easy to damage. Another interesting things about these,
oh my,
is they did sell blanks of these, and you could have them overwritten with a new game, and they had little kiosks that would allow you to do it. Pretty cool feature. Another quick note, you see how deep that I and N is? That's the copyright protection. It looks for that when it's going to read the disc. Next we have Esper Dream. And just take a look real quick at it. And it looks like the A and B side are both marked Esper Dream. I picked this game up on a suggestion and I haven't even played it yet. So one of these days I'm going to get around to checking it out. And maybe I'll do a video on it. Who knows? Hopefully I don't need to read Japanese. And next we have F1 Race, which is a top-down racer, which is quite a bit of fun. I like this game. I'm glad I picked it up. Look how nice the disc is too. It's blue. I think it's the only blue disc I have. And look at how it's got a cover too. Sweet. That is class. Another game I cover very often is Gunsmoke. I don't think that this cover is original. It looks like somebody reprinted it with an inkjet. Gunsmoke is like a Western shootout game. Really quite good. It's a fun time. The arcade game was amazing. But the Nintendo version's quite good as well. And it looks like it's got the same thing on the A and the B side. So recall I have a few B sides that have like golf on them. Next, this is Super Mario Bros. 2. Super Mario Bros. 2 is a different game in Japan from ours. Ours was basically, ours I mean the US. The US version of this game was actually a reskinning of another game. That's why it plays so differently from the first Super Mario Brothers. This plays like Super Mario Brothers. It's basically just new levels for it. And I would argue that it's a better game. I never really got into the Super Mario Brothers game that was in the US, so this is a nice treat. In fact, I played this a couple days ago. Next, we've got this. What the heck is this? Some games require you to flip over to the B side. That's usually a sign it's going to be great, because that means it needs to load even more gaming goodness. Oh, come on! Not another frickin' tile game! Let's go on. Next we have Gundam World Scramble Wars. I think I've got that right. Interesting game. I have barely played any of it because I'm pretty sure you've got to know some Japanese to play this decently. So I just kind of checked it out, and that was about it. Oh, hey, one more note. If you're ever wondering what the English translation for a game is, in other words, the name of it in English, if you look right here, oh man, come on. Zoom in there. There we go. See that BANSGW right there? That tells you what the name of the game is. So if you search on that, you can find out the name of the game. Next, we've got Dig Dug. I wish I had more of the covers for these, but I kind of pick them up on the cheap. Dig Dug was only made in Japan for the Famicom, so there was no US version of this game, which is kind of sad. On the back, we got a B-side that is Dig Dug 2. I don't think Dig Dug 2 is as good as Dig Dug 1. I know other people feel a little bit differently, but I prefer the original by a lot. Feel free to debate that. And here we have Kid Icarus. And this is basically a side-scrolling platformer type of adventure game. I don't think you really need to know Japanese to play it, but you might need a hand here and there. But for the most part, it's playable. I played a bit of it, maybe about an hour of it, and had no problems. One interesting difference between this and the regular cartridge version is that, or at least the version that came to the US, is that to haggle with the shopkeeper, you can yell into the second controller. That's pretty cool. I heard the original Legend of Zelda had that going on too on the Famicom. That's kind of cool. Next we have Bubble Bobble, which I heard has some enhanced sound for the Famicom disk system. Great game. One of my all-time favorite games is Bubble Bobble and its various spin-offs and sequels. We have the A side and the B side. All right, next one is Legend of Zelda 2. That was another pickup that I got. Interesting game, pretty fun. I guess there's really significant differences in gameplay between this and the version that came to the US. And apparently, for the most part, other than the music, the US version's superior, so it might be the better version to get, but I like collecting for this, so I grabbed this version. And finally, we've got one last game here. We've got Xanic, which was recommended to me by Windy Gaming way back when I originally got this. That was years ago. And this is a great freaking game. And just fun. It's a vertical shoot 'em up. It's really just got a lot going on. There's a lot of pickups. You can like steer your fire when when you're moving the D-pad, like the firing steers. It's pretty cool. I mean, just pretty great game. Really enjoy it. Glad I picked this one up, and it's certainly a lot less expensive back then than it is now. And that's it. The end of my Famicom disc collection. If you guys have any recommendations for things to pick up on the Famicom disk system, I do still pretty regularly collect for it. So let me know in the comments down below, because I'd love to find some pretty cool games. Please, stuff that doesn't require me to know any Japanese, because I don't at all. No Japanese at all, so just games that don't require that. Anyway, I want to thank you very much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe for more. And I'll see you in a couple days. Bye!